Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over the RSI indicator. In our previous video, we went over all of the indicators kind of in a nutshell, what I use on Thinkorswim, but we didn't really dive deep into each individual one. So I figured it would be more beneficial to make separate videos and go over each individual indicator. So first of all, let's go over exactly what the RSI indicator is. The RSI indicator is the relative strength index. It's a momentum indicator used in technical analysis that measures the magnitude of recent price changes to evaluate overbought or oversold conditions in the price of a stock or other asset. So simply put, this indicator is going to tell you if you're getting a bad deal, fair deal, or very good deal on the purchase of a stock in a particular time frame. Okay, it's kind of similar to the website Car Gurus when you're searching for a used car. And when you're searching for the used cars, they give you a price, and the price is either going to tell you that it's at market value and tells you fair deal. It's either going to tell you it's below market value and you're getting a good deal, or if it's going to tell you that it's above market value and that you might be paying something that's overpriced. So if you don't have your RSI indicator set up yet, let me show you how to do that. You'll just go to Studies, Edit Studies, go to the search bar, type in RSI. You'll double click and it'll add it to your studies. Okay, I'm going to take this one off because I already have my RSI on here. All right, and then from there you can adjust exactly where you want it on your Thinkorswim. I prefer it right underneath the volume. So, that's just my personal preference. If you want to edit your settings, you just go over here, click that, and then you'll see that you can edit all of the settings here, okay? This is, I believe, the default settings that I had on the RSI whenever I originally had it, and I've kept it here. But the reason that I keep my overbought and oversold at 70 and 30 is basically, the further apart they are, the better and the more accurate they're going to be. And for swing trading and day trading, you obviously want to be as accurate as you can be in making decisions on entering and exiting a trade. Below, you'll see that you can change the color of your lines on the RSI. So normal or fair value is what I would call it, is gray. You can change that. Obviously, you can click on it and change whatever color you want. Overbought, I have as red. Oversold, I have as blue. You would just hit OK, hit apply, and then OK again. And then notice below, this is your RSI. So you have two horizontal lines. You have a yellow line here and a yellow line here. The top is at 70%. That was the 70 number that I showed you in the settings. Anytime that the gray line goes above 70, you're going to see that it turns red. That's telling me that this stock is overpriced for the particular time period, and you have a potential of seeing some selling off and some downside. So if you see here how this stock is red, overbought, and then what happens here? Selling starts. The price starts coming back down. Once it gets below that 70 mark, notice how the color changes and turns back into gray or normal, or kind of a fair, more fair value. Anytime it's in the middle between the 70 and the 30 is what I would consider a fair value. But buying it at this particular time, just beware that you're right dab in the middle, so you're not really sure if it's going to go up or down. You kind of have room for error on the upside or the downside. Anytime that it goes below that 30% mark, as you see the lines turn blue, that's whenever it's triggering to me saying that, hey, this stock is oversold and you probably can get a good deal on it right now. So I'll show you a trade that I made just using the RSI indicator a little while back. I noticed that this stock IBIO had sold off. The candles were closing below the exponential moving average, which demonstrates a sign of weak price strength. And so I just kept watching, and eventually I noticed that it crossed over in below the 30% mark, and it was in the blue. Okay, and I bought somewhere in somewhere in this territory whenever it was in blue, because I knew just off of the pattern that I've seen off of this stock, every time it goes into blue, it's going to eventually come back up over that 30%. And I wasn't in it for a very, very long term trade. I just wanted to get in and make a quick swing on it and take some profit. So I basically bought in at this oversold position. And then eventually I knew, based on previous patterns, it was going to come back up. Now, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to come all the way back up to oversold. As you see, it takes a long time sometimes for it to do that, because it could actually come up above and shoot straight back down. So I was, really, really safe on this trade. Basically, whenever I bought in at this price point down here at 170, it eventually rose and broke above that 30%. Okay, which was about like 180. So I literally let it rise about 10 cents and then I was out. So that's a good way to use the RSI to maybe do like a quick scalp or a really, really quick swing. And as you can see here, it didn't really have a whole lot of volume at this point. It was, kind of stagnant. And then once the buy signal came, we started picking back up volume. But, I didn't even wait for this buy indicator to come up before I did the swing, and I still made a couple $100 off of it. But it all depends on the amount of money that you're putting in. So, but not recommending that you do that. That's just my personal opinion. I just wanted to give you an example. This isn't any type of financial advice. So that was just a quick example, like I said. But whenever I'm going to do a swing trade, I just want to show you the patterns that I do look for, and I look at the RSI to make sure that it kind of matches up several times throughout that pattern. So right now I'm on the 180-day time frame on the 4-hour. I'm going to look for oversold and overbought, and I'm going to see how many times that occurs. So right here I see obviously overbought, and then after it's overbought, notice how we have a lot of selling off. It bounces off right here. It almost gets to oversold, but it doesn't. It stays around fair value, but eventually here's oversold. It comes out, goes back, almost hits that 70% mark, stays, midway, bounces down. So it doesn't necessarily go all the way through the 70% mark, but I'm starting to see somewhat of a pattern. Whenever it goes really low below the 30%, eventually it does come back. So I see overbought once, oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold. So now if I'm going to take a position on this stock, this might be something that I want to pay attention to, because if previous patterns are going to repeat themselves, this might not be a bad time to really start watching this particular stock to see if I have some more room to the upside, especially if this line right here peaks its nose underneath the 30% and gets into blue. That might be a good time to really pay attention or buy some shares, because if history repeats itself, which it might, it may eventually pop back up and get back into oversold territories. Now, there's some other factors that are involved before making that trade, which is, obviously, I want to make sure if I'm going to take a position, I really want to make sure that it's going to get above this SMA line, the simple moving average, because that's going to show me some good momentum. But also, before it does that, I want to make sure that I get a buy signal, and I want to make sure that my candles close above this exponential moving average line. So anyway, this would be a good one to maybe keep an eye on, and I may do that. And then if it actually works out to where I take a position in this trade, what I'll do is I'll make another video and kind of explain when I entered, why I entered, and show my exit point as well. So that is about all I have for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you got some value from this video, please demolish the like button, punch it right in the face. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That way you get more videos sent to you just like this one. Anyway, hope this helped again, guys. Take care. See you in the next video.